One of the names that continuously appears throughout the Zelda series is that of the Demon King, the Prince of Darkness, the Dark Beast himself. Ganon. This video will cover the transformation from the genius, manipulative Gerudo King into the mindless monster, the almost tragic devolution of the highly intelligent and manipulative human into the brainless, vicious beast. This is the story of the birth of Ganon. In the early Zelda games, and indeed in most of the games in the Downfall timeline, Ganon is portrayed as a beast of pure evil, bent on nothing but absolute destruction. Does this sound familiar to you?
This is in direct contrast to the antagonist of the Wind Waker, where Ganondorf is cynical and intelligent, wanting to rule Hyrule for his people, the Gerudo. Yet these two figures have the same origin, the highly intelligent Ganondorf. In this video, we will be looking at the tragic history of Ganon in the Downfall timeline, and how a certain event caused the evil mastermind to become a brainless monster. In the moment before Demise's defeat at the hands of the Hero of the Skies, he uttered a curse that would plague Hyrule forever.
An incarnation of my hatred shall ever follow your kind, dooming them to wander a blood-soaked sea of darkness for all time.
And it wasn't long before Demise's hatred latched itself onto one man, the King of the Gerudo, Ganondorf. It's possible that this happened for many reasons. Ganondorf's monstrous potential as a powerful warlock, his incredible desire for a better land for his people, or even the presence of Groose, likely the forefather of the Gerudo race, during the prophecy's uttering. Why it is that Ganondorf became cursed by the hatred of Demise is not important. What is, however, is what this one man went on to do. With the lush green fields of Hyrule on his doorstep, the barren Gerudo Desert looked even more like a wasteland in comparison. With the trust of the King of Hyrule, he masterminded a grand plan to ensure prosperity for his people, followed Link into the Sacred Realm and emerged with the Triforce of Power, which he used to dominate the land for 7 long years. After Link restored the 7 sages, Ganondorf kidnapped Princess Zelda and challenged the Hero of Time to a final battle for the Triforce of Courage. The fight took place in the ornate halls of Ganon's castle, a titanic encounter where Link was at the height of his power, aided by the demon-slaying Master Sword and the unbreakable Hylian Shield, equipped with his full arsenal of items like the Hookshot and Megaton Hammer. But so was Ganondorf, with the near unlimited strength of the Triforce of Power. Despite the efforts of the hero, the colossal power of the Gerudo was too much and Link fell. Ganondorf now had control of the entire Triforce, and with it, achieved his true power and ascended into the Demon King, Ganon.
Now, with no hero, the people of Hyrule stood no chance at defeating this monster, so they took to the final resort and simply sealed Ganon along with the Triforce in the Sacred Realm. Yet, simply sealing away the problems did not help the people of Hyrule, for with the power of the Triforce, Ganon twisted the Sacred Realm into his image and created the Dark World. The imprisoning war followed, resulting in the deaths of thousands, but what we are interested in is the reappearance of Ganon in Hyrule during A Link to the Past.
To cut a very long story short, the Dark Priest Aghanim plotted to resurrect Ganon, freeing him from his imprisonment in the Dark World. To stop this from happening, Link is forced to put himself between Ganon and Hyrule, a young boy versus a full Triforce Ganon. And here we have it, the ultimate incarnation of Demise's hatred, the ascension of Ganondorf the Gerudo King into the monstrous Beast Ganon, wielding the full might of the Triforce and the Trident, and having the brilliant mind of Ganondorf to boot. This monster is downright the most powerful and dangerous villain we have ever seen in Zelda. Ganon here is absolute evil incarnate, with the power of the gods and the polar opposite of the Master Sword at his fingertips. During A Link to the Past, Ganon has no time for plots. His only possible course of action was to use Aghanim to resurrect himself, yet his incredible manipulation skills are seen in his effect on the Sacred Realm. Before any more of his genius can be seen, he is slain by Link.
Next, we have a pivotal event in Ganon's timeline. During Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, the twin witches, Kotaka and Kotuma, plotted to revive Ganon by lighting the flame of destruction, sorrow and despair, as well as offering up Zelda as a sacred sacrifice. However, due to the actions of the hero of legend, they instead had to sacrifice themselves to revive the Prince of Darkness.
This resulted in a horrific, incomplete resurrection attempt. Since the witches botched the resurrection, Ganon did not return as the genius king of evil that had plagued the kingdom of Hyrule before. Instead, he was only partially restored to life, and a great chunk of his mind was left behind or destroyed somewhere in the process. A near brainless monster was spawned, bearing no resemblance to the intelligent warlock he once was. This monster was quickly destroyed by Link.
Going down the timeline, the next appearance of Ganon takes place in 2013, A Link Between Worlds. Here, he is revived by the oddball known as Yuga, who intends to destroy all ugliness in this world. So let me get this straight. The powerhouse tactician Ganon is willing to give Yuga his Triforce of Power to destroy ugliness? No, Ganon here is brainless and a being of power and power alone.
In fact, Yuga is easily able to join bodies with Ganon to form the terrifying Ganon, a strong piece of evidence that the Demon King is not the intelligent nemesis he was in Ocarina of Time and A Link to the Past. Twin Rover's resurrection attempt basically destroyed Ganon's greatest attribute, his ability to manipulate others. The man who tricked the King of Hyrule in Ocarina of Time has devolved all the way to being a beast used only for his sheer power by Yuga.
And finally, the last actual appearance of Ganon chronologically in the timeline, the beginning of it all, The Legend of Zelda. Here, Ganon invades Hyrule, aiming to take the Triforce and destroy the kingdom. He steals the Triforce of Power, and Zelda is forced to break the Triforce of Wisdom and scatter it across Hyrule, which is then collected by Link, who ultimately destroys the beast with the silver arrow.
In Hyrule Historia on page 106, the Demon King Ganon is referred to as no longer bearing any trace of the man known as the Great Thief, Ganondorf. He opposes Link in the form of a demonic beast bereft of intelligence. What could have caused the appearance of this mindless Ganon except for the botched resurrection attempt by Twin Rover? And that's curtains for the greatest enemy in the Zelda franchise, the big bad, the ultimate nemesis of Link and Zelda. Doesn't it seem a little sad to you? The monstrously powerful, incredibly witful Ganondorf, due to the sheer desire for power he has because of Demise's curse, went down a chain of events that led to him being trapped in a cycle of reincarnation as a mindless beast. He is constantly revived and resurrected and freed and restored, only to be ultimately destroyed by the hero. The devolution of Ganondorf is an often unsung tragedy in the Zelda series. Thanks for watching. This was chapter 2 of a 2-part Zelda villains chronology and theory. To view the first part, please click the annotation on the screen where my friend Conrad and I have already pointed out that it's possible Girahim and Demise represent both sides of the devil, the bright shining Lucifer and the fiery Satan respectively. In the video we also covered other Zelda big baddies such as Vati and Majora, and if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Cheers guys, and I'll see you next time.